Wopara, editare mo manga mo gapara. Lay on my chest, gaditenge munyara, mumeho, and afaltuete munungara. You know, ungara. I tell you for really. Oshiri, shatogu munyandini nguhiriri. Do you need towning come terero, taudingoro kawende kera terera. Nibu pareke wongaro kenga ngondo shiri matu shiri shiri pambere wa shashundaro kakwaitera momire manuslo kisa tawia kerwa. No, mekwa utimbo kweshuda. Ayon melola bumuka. Ondawira mo, ondawi ondarora moshkundu shatulo suka. When I see you, babe, you make my world go round. See you, babe, you make my world go round. When you touch my body, make my heart go numb. Pretty baby, won't stop. Baby, won't stop. Little mama gon' rock. Little mama gon' rock. Pretty baby, don't stop. Baby, won't stop. Little mama gon' rock. Little mama gon' rock. When I see you, babe, you make my world go round. Mama gon' rock. Little mama gon' rock. Pretty baby, don't stop. Baby, won't stop. Little mama gon' rock. Little mama gon' rock. Your love is like a fantasy. More and more till I can breathe. I can breathe. Your touch is like a dream to me. Give me more, more, more. When I see you, babe, you make my world go round. See you, babe, you make my world go round. When you touch my body, make my heart go numb. Pretty baby, won't stop. Little mama gon' rock. Pretty baby, don't stop. Little mama gon' rock. When I see you, babe, you make my world go round. See you, babe, you make my world go round. When you touch my body, make my heart go numb. Pretty baby, won't stop. Little mama gon' rock. Pretty baby, don't stop. Little mama gon' rock.
Sally Boss, Madame, and Young T on this one. It's titled Baby Don't Stop. We are back up on the Informanté Facebook page. So, yeah, go check out the stream. Like and share, if you will.
Let's quickly do soccer.
Champions League updates.
Champions League update.
Yes, the Champions League is back. The first round of matches took place last night. 4 of the 8 groups were in action. In Group F, Chelsea drew against Sevilla. A surprising result. I thought Chelsea would probably do much better. Although Sevilla is, of course, not a pushover.
Oh, Sevilla is not a pushover.
Yeah.
Was that a home game for Chelsea?
Yes,
Oh,
Chelsea.
okay.
It's Stamford Bridge.
Okay.
Rennes beat drew against FC Krasnodar from Russia. The Russian champions.
Orenesa man Moshierero.
Orenesa.
Yeah, Orenesa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 1-1 draw. Both of these teams, I think, making their first appearance
Yeah.
in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So 2 draws from Group E: Chelsea, Sevilla 0-0, Rennes and Krasnodar 1-1. In Group F, Zenit St. Petersburg lost to Club Brugge 2-1, and the surprising result from Group F is probably the game between Lazio and Dortmund, which was, as far as I'm concerned, probably... Oh, no. It was one of the big games last night.
It was not the big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lazio beat Dortmund 3-1, rather.
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, Lazio and Dortmund are clearly the 2 favorites in Group F. So,
Yeah. I foresee for them to go through.
yeah, Lazio were at home, so maybe we'll see how the reverse fixture goes. Group G, Juventus beat Dynamo Kiev 2-0. 2 Alvaro Morata goals in the second half gave them the win away from home. Barcelona beat Ferencváros 5-1 at the Camp Nou. So, those were the results from Group G. And then Group H, Rasenballsport Leipzig, RB Leipzig. I always thought it was Red Bull Leipzig. But anyway, Rasenball Sports Leipzig beat Istanbul 2-0. The German outfit were at home. And then, of course, the big game was between Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United. PSG at the Parc des Princes, once again unable to beat Manchester. Maria, what?
People are saying you're hurting their ears.
What?
Hard.
Am I talking too loud?
No, but apparently the sound is not good. When you're talking too loud, then it's, yeah.
What do you people want?
I'm
What
not
do you
like you.
people
I'm not touching anything. This is gonna be what is today, the 21st.
want?
Wednesday the 21st. This is gonna be the edition of the morning mix. Maar I kan maar met sy foute en alles ook net
Maar
so
ons
kom.
gaan aan.
As ons skap vorentoe.
Yeah.
Is klaar.
Foreign Papa.
Yeah. So United managed to beat PSG away from home. Interesting result. These two also met in the Champions League last year.
Yeah.
And United progressed through away goals. If I'm no.
It was quite a big controversy.
No, not last year. The previous year.
No. It was last year. It was the last Champions League.
Last year, PSG went to the finals. They lost in the
Oh,
finals
yeah, no,
to
you're right.
Bayern.
It was
yes.
2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago.
When Neymar was sort of suspended
Yeah.
because of the comments that he made.
Yeah.
His clash with the referee, etc., etc. Just to come back to the Barcelona game.
It's not Barcelona.
Yeah, it is the first time.
Okay, ik heb een big afgaan.
It is the first time. So Messi became the first player last night to score in 16 consecutive
Champions League season.
Champions League seasons. It's quite a feat
It is quite a feat.
for a player.
I mean, although everybody has been saying he's not quite hit his form for the year yet. Imagine in the last, I think, 19 games he scored maybe like 10 goals and like 5 of them were penalties. It's like he hasn't really scored from open play in a while.
Penalty is a penalty.
It's
It's
Excuse
a
me,
goal.
I'm the Did you guys say anything about Manchester?
Manchester won
it's goal.
against Paris
Het
Saint-Germain.
julle daai met daai begin?
Nee, ons het met hom geëindig. That was
Yeah.
the biggest game last night. It was
Yeah.
That's why you have to start.
the most interesting one
Luister
to
eens op.
watch.
Jy moet ook besluit watter span is jy.
Ek is menu.
So you're Man United.
I've always been.
You're not Barcelona.
I can be bought, but I'm generally.
Oh,
I'm,
okay.
since Beckham
Did you
days,
say you can be bought?
No,
was
both.
with
Oh, you can be both.
Yeah, and bought.
no. I actually said bought, but I am both.
All right, some of the matches to look out for today in the Champions League. It's more action today. Salzburg, Lokomotiv Moscow. That's Group A, and then Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid. That should be a cracker from the Allianz Arena in
Bayern Munich against
Deutschland. Atletico Madrid.
Yoo!
That's Group A. Group B pits Real Madrid against Shakhtar Donetsk, and then Inter Milan against Borussia Mönchengladbach from Deutschland. Group C, Manchester City against FC Porto, also a very good game, that one. Olympiacos against Marseille. And Group D, Ajax welcomes Liverpool.
Yeah.
A Van Dijk-less Liverpool.
Let's see if they can cope now.
And FC Midtjylland something versus Atalanta.
And on to more important news, Manchester won yesterday.
I wanted to say that.
Lucky goal.
Laat ons kyk eens, why don't you want to unpack the important things? I see this player hating in here. say Xavier, just say it.
Manchester are currently sitting at the top of their group after beating fellow favorites Paris Saint-Germain 2-1 in Paris last night.
Yeah.
I think
What did
they
you have to
were.
say?
No. I think when it was 1-1 last night, I really thought it would end up being a draw.
It would end in tears.
Yeah.
We've had enough tears.
So about 11 o'clock last night, through my Trump watching, I saw the score coming through that you guys actually want to win.
So you didn't even have the courtesy to watch.
Man, Arsenal het nie gespeel nie, okay? We don't have time for this type of things. So, but yeah, congratulations, Man United, you won. Okay. I think the game of Bayern Munich against Atletico, that would be a cracker.
That should be even Ajax Liverpool should also be a
That
very
would also
good
be
game.
quite
Yeah.
a good game.
Yeah.
Serge Gnabry tested positive for COVID-19, so he will not be playing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I will be Atletico Madrid tonight.
Atleti are
Yeah.
an interesting proposition. I mean, you saw how
Suarez.
how they managed to basically undo Liverpool at Anfield last year.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting. And Bayern is like a steamroller. They're just running
Yes.
through everything you put in their way.
Maar
So.
ons is nou moeg nou. I will be any other team except Bayern.
Right. Enough of sports, guys. Let's talk a bit about the budget, budget review, or what was like, Mr. Ipumbushimi,
Our Minister of Finance.
aka Pengoka 30, aka or 750 to pen, aka yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Oka 750.
Yeah, that's the 750 away. So he proposed a new spending appropriation bill. What do they call these things, Anna?
Appropriate.
Yeah, appropriate. Mary, I lost it. That's all right. In Parliament yesterday, of course, we streamed it live on Informanté as well as Informanté Radio.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, you can go check it out in its entirety. But maybe we just unpack it a little bit. Neville, there were things in particular that you wanted to pick out. Neville was sitting here.
They listen very closely.
Yeah.
He was sitting with a
Daar
cookie
word
pen.
Baie
wish-
gebou dan luister jy.
I wish I had any interest in that.
Yes, sir. Now let me just give you an insert from one of the local dailies with regards to the budget stuff yesterday. It says it's a baptism of fire for the country's finance minister, who arrived on the scene amid pomp and fanfare, but whose impact has been thwarted by the global pandemic. All right, the COVID-19 pandemic has sucked government coffers dry and hit state revenue streams by nearly 5 billion, thus exerting pressure on Finance Minister Ipumbu Shimi's spending plans. The virus has been Shimi's baptism of fire, having struck right in the same month that the former Bank of Namibia chief was appointed in the finance portfolio, announcing spending undertaken by government with the delivery of the mid-year budget review. Yes, budget review. Shimi mentioned high...
Is that the word you're looking for?
Yes.
I mean, I could have told you that.
Why didn't you?
Yeah,
I didn't know what you were trying to say because you're talking
Why?
about appropriate. I didn't know what you were talking about.
You-
Do you know how
you-
far off you were?
You should have said review.
Yes,
No.
why didn't you say review?
Hello, I didn't even know what he's talking about. He's talking about appropriate. What
Then
is
we were-
appropriate?
Appropriation bill.
Oh, is that what?
Yes, that's what I was
It's
looking
amazing.
for. Anyway, Shimi mentioned high execution rates undertaken with the rollout of funding for healthcare, water provision and sanitation. A total of 1.4 billion was channeled towards the health sector, 500 million to the education sector and 80 million to the water sector solely in COVID-19 geared funding.
Say those amounts again, please.
1.4 billion towards the health sector, 500 million towards the education sector and 80 million towards the water sector, which I would guess would be Nam Water and Friends. To date, 651.4 million,
Damn what difference.
or I mean, why are you saying water sector? We only have one provider of water, which is Nam Water. Anyway, to date, 651.4 million, or 89.6% of the COVID-19 related health budget was spent on procuring personal protective equipment, testing and contact tracing, pharmaceuticals, isolation facilities, and health personnel. He said, regarding spending geared towards education, Shimi announced that 229 million had been spent thus far. Okay.
So health got the biggest piece of the pie.
As expected.
As
Yeah,
expected.
as expected, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they usually even get the biggest chunk, even without COVID.
Yeah.
I think last year they got it, and then defense was second, and I think education third. And I mean, even with defense being second, I think there was criticism.
There was
about
a lot of
that. There was a
criticism
lot of
around
criti-
it.
But,
But
yes, education and health generally get the biggest chunk, especially health. Gets
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these numbers, right, and it just doesn't add up to the 8.1 billion. It doesn't get anywhere close to the 8.1 billion that we had, plus the 600 million that was also additional in the COVID-19.
Which was allocated
Yeah,
for
for
Oka 750.
some of it, of course, was supposed to go for the OCA 750.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I saw also, some of the backlash is people are asking for a bit more transparency. We want to see what happened to the other money before you can tell us what do you want to spend next. So,
and I mean,
yeah.
the finance minister was the governor of the Bank of Namibia, so he knows what it means to account for every last cent.
Yes.
It's very, very important. So yeah, we do need those details. I think it's public information. Should be public information. Everybody should be able to access that information and see how government has spent our money. What's for it?
I believe this is, like you say, this is basically just a review.
Yeah.
I think obviously the detailed report, as you say,
It's usually published as well.
should be published, and
Yeah.
that should be available for public consumption.
And mind you, he wasn't asking for the allocation of any new funds. Just basically redirecting some of the funds
Yeah.
towards where they are needed the
Yeah.
most. That seemed to be the theme of the review.
So if you have a tender with the Ministry of Health and Social Services, then you are in it.
Some people have been in it for a while. Sitting
How
here
much?
like
1.4 or
wine
1.8
sellers
billion?
1.4.
wine sellers and fountains, BTs.
Uh,
It's in it. No, there's money there. Health het geld, my bro.
Health het geld, het sê.
yeah.
Yo.
Let's start a private hospital.
Yeah. Another one.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Okay.
complaining again about sound.
I
don't
just,
know what's-
it's on your end. It's not here in the studio. We fixed it. Adil, okay, I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Van Wyk, yes, let's call you Adil van Wyk. Nog nooit fishrot has expired. Apparently we are broke. The minister said it fishrot moet ons refund, said Dankie Houses. As to me, they are good to say how much the budget is, but we want to see the results. Hospitals are not in the good shape. People struggle with no water in some areas. Like the situation in the north with the water is not, it's not conducive.
You know what's weird? Apparently in 30 years of independence, do you know how many hospitals they built?
How many?
I think one or two.
Yeah, maybe one.
I think
Wait a minute.
Otapi one, and I think they built a new one at Ochivarongo.
In 30 years, we've only built one or two hospitals.
How many schools have we built?
I don't know how many schools. I can't remember the number. We built some clinics. We built a lot of clinics.
And no, those ones.
Yeah, but hospitals, one or two,
Everywhere.
if I'm not mistaken.
And the worst part is if you go to the clinic, yeah, you might as well just have gone to the pharmacy and bought over-the-counter medication because it's exactly the same thing.
We didn't ask you for that information.
Next Senate.
Ja. Is nie
30
nodig nie.
years.
Is nie nodig nie, Maria.
3, no. Het sê wat gaan met die sound, mense? Hoe maak ons nou? Sammy, how's the sound?
The sound is fine, guys.
Sammy's not even listening.
If the sound is really broken, then everybody complains. If it's just
Well,
one or two, then maybe I mean, clearly we have noticed that it's not going to be perfect this morning. So if we keep going on back and forth about the sound, then we're not going to get anywhere with the
Okay,
show.
that's my department. Okay, continue, guys.
Okay. Before you go, I have
Sorry,
a
not
question.
Otapi, you're right. Sorry, I meant you're very correct. It's not Otapi, Omuthia.
Omuthia.
Yeah, Shikoto region. That's the hospital. Yes, I'm confusing that. Otapi is opposite direction. It's Omuthia, yeah.
Yeah, Adil is asking since Neville came back from, I don't know, the sound is just a problem. Grootman, waar was jy?
Hoe is dit nou ek nou?
Why Rekumutindi?
Pero como tindi boy.
As to me sending a message to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in Norsk.
Oh, in Norsk.
Yeah, no, I hope Ole is reading.
Can you read it, please, Cubase? Can you read the message? You can't sit here and not read messages.
Heia Solskjaer Tromso Stolthet. That's all. It's like just one message, one line.
Okay, we understood that.
Google Translate. I'll go Google Translate it now. Rob Viera is saying Neville Basson congratulate us. Him and the Manchester United guys. Rashford was on fire last night.
Streetwise 2 combo. Yeah. Flerky.
Come.
Of een tamarnama flickenboot.
Okay, awkward.
Is that now fine?
I hope it's fine.
Give us a thumbs up if it's fine and a thumbs down if it's not.
Guys, sound is not okay. Do you guys mind if we finish the show early today?
Nee, let's sound.
That's what I was doing, Mark.
Sinye, now it's like sound is perfect, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now instead of complaining about the sound, let us know what your take was on the budget review by Minister Shimi yesterday.
Yes. We
All
would
right.
like to hear.
Yes, give us your opinion on that. Now, while we were off the air, some of the conversation in the studio, you guys mentioned something about Bushiri. I have no idea what that is all about. Can somebody fill me in?
You know Sisa's favorite.
Is Bushiri a lockup?
Ga lock up met vrouw.
What did they do?
For tax evasion. Is it tax evasion or
Money
money laundering?
laundering.
Sorry, money laundering. Money laundering by the Hawks. The Hawks arrested them for it's in excess of 100 million.
104
Yeah, I think
million.
103 or 4 million.
Mm.
They were arrested by the Hawks yesterday. They are set to appear in court today. They are arrested, I think, with another pastor couple.
Yeah.
Laundering. So they were cleaning money for somebody.
It means laundering. It means you're not declaring the money.
No, laundering is cleaning money. You take dirty money and then you clean it
That's
up.
something you're moving it somewhere, but you're not declaring it because you don't pay taxes on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
No,
laundering.
that's tax evasion. Money laundering is something else.
It's always linked, though, is it not?
No, not always.
Okay, we will hear.
But in any case,
We will hear.
In any case, yeah. So
Yeah.
so this happened in SA.
In
This
SA,
happened, the
yeah.
Hawks, yeah.
Yeah.
So the major one,
But don't they have they were arrested also last year? Was it not? For
yeah, they
tax
were
evasion?
arrested also last year.
With something to do with money.
Yeah.
It's always to do with money when it comes to Bushiri. But yeah, his wife was arrested first, and then he gave himself over
Yeah.
with his
the
apparently
cops.
in the presence of lawyers. But yeah,
Is nie maklik nie.
Yeah, it's
That's
interesting.
immaculate.
These things, ne. Hulle jag net 'n mens van die kerk af weg.
Like you're gonna go to
but,
church
But he had his own issues here, right?
here in Namibia,
Yes, remember when that controversy when he came here and there were
like 4 years ago.
People
So
were paying
2016.
serious money.
2016, I think they filled up the stadium. I think the
Semnyama.
Semnyama Stadium. They were charging 1,000 for attendance. I think they had about 30,000 or three.
There were
30
people who paid like up to like
No, that was the dinner.
Yeah.
At the dinner.
No,
Sorry,
there
after-
they raised a lot of money.
Yeah, the dinner I think was to enter was 1,000 for the dinner, and then to sit at his table would be like from 125, like 125.
even at the stadium, if you wanted to sit like on the stage, with Baba,
Yeah.
you
And
pay.
so, and I remember that case, Kalish Letvine came in as finance
Oh, yeah.
minister.
Yeah.
We had Pendukeni Volaitana that came in as home affairs because apparently he didn't have a work permit. And then Inspector General Daitunga was also criticized because they offered him police escort.
Yeah.
So those three came. Okay, the two to investigate, but Daitunga came under a lot of criticism for that about the special treatment, and I don't even know what had happened with that case because our immigration laws are very strict. I mean, Namibia has some of the strictest immigration laws,
Yeah.
and so for him to have been allowed to work and then left the country with the money, and because apparently if you're coming in with a work permit, you should pay taxes to the country.
Yes. But
It didn't happen.
apparently he wasn't working. These were all donations, charitable donations to the church.
Yeah. It's like that universal church going to the Himba people.
And that is an issue that we needed to discuss the other time.
Yeah.
Okay?
It got you guys really fired up
Yeah.
when the video was
Yeah.
Also
making the
explain to me
rounds.
money laundering, please.
Yeah. So just to give context as to what we're talking
I
about.
wacht voor ons dagen. What is money laundering?
Money laundering, Maria. I think
You launder money, but in what sense?
you're not listening.
Okay, no,
Okay.
no, it's not.
Money laundering is like, for instance, I take drug money, which is illegal, and then I put it through my business, and then I go bank it as clean money. This is money that was ill-got or stolen money. For instance, Saki gives me like a 2 million. It's like, I can't bank this, so clean it up for me. So I put it through my business, so it comes out as clean money. It's
Like I
been
buy a piece
laund-
of property, for example.
Now, if I buy a piece of property, like the money has to seem like it came from the business.
Oh,
Do you understand? Like the business,
alright.
like for instance, I have a nightclub. So I go pay like the 2 million into the banks. Like, no, it's money that we made at the club. So from there, it's clean money.
But then how is it not linked to tax evasion?
But you can still pay tax on that money after you've laundered it because it's clean money.
I read
Or after you laundered it,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
before.
quite interesting how the name came about.
Money laundering.
Money laundering.
Yeah.
A few years ago in the US, there were some gangsters who used drug money to basically wash it through
No.
Yeah.
their laundromat.
Yes.
They had a laundry.
Yes.
So then they would pump the money into the laundry, and it looks like it's basically the laundromat.
Yeah, the
that makes
laundromat
the
is
money.
doing really well.
The
But it's
laundromat is
drug
doing
money
really
that's
well.
coming in
But I
through
thought-
the back door.
Yeah,
But the word launder is also in English. So like
yeah, but
Yeah.
but the term money laundering comes from there.
interesting.
Very, very
See,
interesting.
well, that's why you gotta tune in. You learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, I see you guys are getting involved in the conversation as well. It's Bambi still in. Semi, is your bra nog in prison?
Leah is giving us, I think she's giving us obviously the textbook definition, but she says money laundering is it's to conceal the origins of money obtained illegally, typically by transferring involving foreign banks or legitimate businesses, which is
Yeah.
basically what the explanation that
Yeah.
that meneer is wat vir ons gegee.
Maria, you can clean money with your Bible. But I saw the other day I was in F&B. They have this anti-money laundering,
Yes,
tips and stuff played.
exactly.
So they did say like back in the day, like they actually used to in the States, they actually used to take the money to the laundromat to wash it. It's like
Was it physically tied?
yeah, because people put their money in their shoes and stuff, so they would take the money and then go wash it before it goes back into circulation. And the whole concept came from somewhere, like somehow came from that back in the day.
Wow.
In any case, Honorable Nona is always tired in Parliament.
No, somebody says, did you see your bundle of joy sleeping in Parliament yesterday?
Way.
Bashiti. Begin julle
Guys,
weer.
we are talking about Bushiri now.
Julle het nie
Leave
respect
our
nie, julle.
bundle of
Come on, Bushiri and Nona, same WhatsApp group.
Julle het nie respect nie. Yeah.
What did he eat now? Those inflated chickens. Vassals. Neville, can we start our own church? Praji Contep.
Ek dink is 'n goeie plan, my bro.
Castro Paul, $125,000 just to sit next to Bushiri. People really have money to waste. Eh?
What does sitting next to Bushiri do for you?
God will give it back to you.
Was dit die Ims wat ook by die kerk was?
Oh yes,
Dit was mos, no?
in South Africa.
Ja.
In Mzansi.
Ja.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah, the
a few
video was
years back.
circulating.
Roy is saying Kala was shocked by Shimi's budget. His face said it all. I wasn't watching them that closely.
Große Probleme.
Okay, you were replying to something. Fred Bass is like the Universal Church putting dustbins all over the stadium for collection. Come on, dustbins. They want to
Hey, hou op man.
fill up the dustbins.
Fill up the table.
Yeah.
No, I think these things make me very sad because, I mean, in all fairness, like religion should not cost an arm and a leg.
Like,
You're not supposed to profit off of religion. You're not supposed to.
isn't that the same thing as, what do they call it? Theft under false pretenses.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like, I don't even know if it even applies to the church. But I mean, it says a lot. Like, the Catholic Church is the richest church. I mean, the Vatican's. It is
Oh, yes.
like the richest.
They own the most property worldwide.
Oh, yes.
Worldwide.
Yes.
And you just start thinking, like, morally, ethically, that doesn't even make sense.
I remember
Yeah.
back when the churches used to actually be doing stuff for the communities. So even when you are in church on a Sunday and you're giving money, you knew it was, you can see that they have the soup kitchens and stuff for the elderly, and
Yeah.
they were involved in
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah.
Now, my broer, you come stop kerk toe, pastor come and say
Bentley.
Bentley.
Yeah, I like this Like I like to watch these Viking type of
Yeah.
shows.
Yes.
And I remember, what is this one that used to rod? Somebody, if you watch Netflix, there was this big one that used to play. I even forgot. So they would cross seas to go to invade this Norwegians.
Mm.
They would cross seas.
It's
to go-
Vikings.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Vikings. Another one. With
Okay.
Okay, anyway, I'm sure if anybody knows
Yeah.
what I'm talking about, it's
I
a
love the
series. It was a
series,
very
yeah.
big. It was actually even better than the Vikings. It was.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, but one thing they would go to this. They would go to this Christian type. Like they would go to England,
Yeah.
where like these churches.
The Last Kingdom?
No,
Ah,
because
okay.
this was lots of I think it's in its 7th season. I stopped watching it because the main character died. His sons are taking over now, but it's not the same. Anyway, and
It
there would
is
always be.
Vikings.
Is it Vikings?
It
What
is
is the
Vikings.
main character? The
Uh,
blue-eyed blonde
Yes.
Roth.
It's
Ragnar
Ragnar.
Yeah,
It's-
Redna.
yeah,
It's
it's
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yes,
I
Vikings.
watched it.
I love.
I
it.
loved
It's
Vikings.
gory, but I love it.
I loved it, and but it stopped on DSTV like a
I
year.
watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, but those are the old episodes.
Yeah, no, they put new. They're up to date.
Huh?
Yes, Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, if it's Vikings,
Ragnar.
Redna,
Yeah.
Red. Okay. Anyway, so the point I'm saying is they would go to like countries like the England and whatever.
Yeah.
Too. But all the churches would always have this gold and and it's actually true. That's the church has always been rich in gold, and it's literally what they say. How they make a joke. He says, while we were praying, they were stealing our land.
Yes.
And that's the unethical part of religion, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I've watched the series for quite some time because
The Viking.
the Norwegians are most pagans,
Yeah, yeah, they are.
and then you have the English who are Christian, and there was always this standoff. But what we discussed the other time was, and then maybe our listeners and our viewers can indulge us into this one. Some time back, it seems like it was the Universal Church who went up to Opuwo to engage the Ovahimba community of Opuwo.
That hurt my soul.
They presented the Ovahimba community with Bibles, and there was a whole ceremony of converting the Ovahimba tribe
To be born again.
to be born again, to become Christian.
To be born again into the Universal Church.
Inakushwa, if it's the Universal Church or being Christian. So, and we've shared these pictures amongst us, seeing this crusade going up to Opuwo and converting or trying to convert the Ovahimba people to becoming Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe.
But then,
Oh.
how do you stop that in a country that allows anybody to practice whatever religion they want to ascribe to? Yes.
And what are you actually saying? That they're pagans and they should be converted? I mean, I think what we've I think appreciated about the Himba in our own country
Yes.
is just how unblemished and how untouched and how they've just been able to maintain their culture and tradition
Yes.
in a very modern society.
Yes.
And we've been okay leaving them alone.
Yes.
Say it's unique in itself. It's admirable. The fact that you can still maintain all these aspects of your culture, and in comes the white man doing what I believe they did to us years ago, when they converted us into the Christian ways of doing it, because they told us we're very backwards. Put on clothes. You can't do this. You can't practice this.
Yeah, religion is a control mechanism.
Yeah,
It's a way to control how you think and how you
Exactly.
act.
Renamed us, gave us, baptized us, gave us names.
Maria Gute.
Yes, you must have African
Maria.
names like Kudayatu. What is
They
this
couldn't
Maria
pronounce our
neighborhood?
name.
No, they would-
Mahanga.
And they would have hung me first. It's like, you know what, we can't struggle with your name. Jy kan maar net daai kant toe gaan.
No, they're just Cubans.
So the question that we ask you guys today out there, these communities that we talk about, whether it's the Sun community, and we've seen this in the past, where even the Sun community, they would go into the Sun community and try to convert these people into Christianity. Now you see pictures of the Ovahimba community being...
Oh, that broke my heart.
And what's your take on that, guys? Is it good to convert the people to Christianity so they can go to heaven? Because it's important that we must all go most to heaven. Yeah. So, julle moet regkom. Yeah. So the Bibles were brought from Brazil to Opuo, so that you people can't go to hell, because that holy fire, that werkt nie. Those are demonic things. Okay? Jesus will save you people.
Look,
Yeah.
you guys already know my views and my opinions on religion, like broadly. So we're not even going to dive into that. But like with our laws, like I was saying,
Yeah.
I mean, we're a secular state. You are allowed to practice whatever religion you feel you want to practice. And, you know, there's freedom of movement. There's no restriction like this group cannot go there and that group cannot go there. So it's difficult to control. And unfortunately, as long as there's silver and gold in Opua, the church is going to go. Yeah, I mean, it might not be just, this time it might be the Universal Church, but I'm sure there are other guys who
there are others.
try to do their little crusades up there
There
as
are
well.
others.
They need to account, these churches.
Yeah.
How many people did they convert? You know, when they make inroads into
These communities.
in these communities, for them it's a win. They're able
Yeah.
to and they get more donor funds that way.
Yes.
as
Oh,
well.
yes.
To say, oh look, we've converted these
Ah,
pagans.
yes.
Pope, send us $1 million.
Send us $1
Non-believers.
million. These non-believers. We need to do work in the Kunene
We
region.
need to
We
build
We need
the
to
church.
touch their hearts.
Yes.
We need to bring them closer to Christ.
Yes.
Their ways are immoral. We need to put clothes on their
Yes.
backs, literally.
Amen.
So, but this is how we start losing the essence of who we are. Because if this continues, it's only a matter of time. You're not going to find Himbas practicing the cultures and the traditions the way they are doing it now. They are going to be wearing clothes.
But okay, it's also understandable. But you also need to understand, like, Christianity would not be new to that community. Yes, this Pentecostal. I'm not even sure if there are already Pentecostal churches over there.
Yeah.
But like maybe that is sort of what would be a new practice. But I mean, the church was brought here with colonialism, and it
Yeah.
never left. It went into all the communities.
I think in Brazil, if we talk in particular about the Universal Church, who seems to have a strong Brazilian flavor to it, I believe there are millions and millions of people living in the Amazon of Brazil
Yes.
that can be converted to Christianity
Yes.
if it's really important for them to convert people to Christianity.
Yes.
Maybe charity needs to start at home. Why don't they do that there?
But those guys have, you know, some allegedly some people in the Amazon have never really come into contact with civilization.
Yeah, but we also need to leave our Himbas alone. They don't need to get into contact
I'm
with
telling you.
what we perceive as civilization.
Yeah.
Your Himbas have silver and gold. You cannot stop the church from chasing all the silver and gold in this country.
Yeah, but, my thing is like, and I am a Christian. I'm just saying, my thing is, what's always been important for me is the goodness of somebody. I don't care if you're a Christian or not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
like, are you a good person or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Humanity.
Humanity is very important, and then now we have to ask the question: is the Himba people, are they humane? Do they practice humanity? And
Yeah.
yes, they do.
Yes, yes,
amongst
yes,
each
yes.
other and with others.
Yes, yes, yes.
They're not a problematic
Yes.
group, tribal group that you now need to convert because wow, your
These
ways
people need help, yeah.
are very demonic. Your ways are satanic. Your ways are, you're going to hell for your actions. They're not killing each other.
Yeah.
They're not slaughtering each other. They're
Yes.
not you know they're not stealing from each other.
Yeah.
This is a community that is okay, that we've coexisted with. They are Namibians, but they've stuck to their traditional practices, which are not harmful.
But Maria, if you're not Christian, you're going to hell. Verstaan julle nie?
Then six.
What if hell is a
then-
nice place,
then-
guys?
It's, but that would also mean I think Christianity only accounts for what 53% of the global population.
Yeah.
53%.
53%.
But-
So you're
but-
telling me, unless the numbers have increased, but last time I checked was 53. So you're telling me
I thought
47,
Muslims are bigger.
40. No.
In Africa, like
I
the
thought
Muslim
Islam is
religion,
bigger.
Islam is the most practiced religion.
Yeah.
Talking
in
about
Africa.
global.
But globally,
Because global, you're looking Christian, you're looking at Catholic, looking at Lutheran, you're
Yes,
looking
yes,
at
yes.
the
Evangelical,
whole South
Protestant.
America is Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they account for 53%, and if you're telling me, then you're telling me 47% are going to hell of the world population.
Yeah.
And by the way,
And not all Christians are going to heaven, just by the way, because when I say Christian, I'm just talking about being baptized and
minute.
not necessarily
yes,
practicing.
I'm going to heaven. Yeah, I'm Christian. It's klaar.
exactly.
Alle de kok 7 mavutus, maar ek sal hemel toe gaan.
Yes, by the way, during the time that the Bible says, the time of Jesus,
Yeah.
Christianity was the smallest religion on the planet. The
I
smallest.
think Islam was bigger back then.
Islam was way bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, in any case, kom ons lees 'n bietjie comments hier. So nowadays churches are money collectors, says Mbakumbaku.
Baku.
Mbakumbaku suka tractor.
Bagasa tractor. Mbakumbaku.
Oshiwambo is lekker woord. sê.
Know that one.
Mbakumbaku.
Mbakumbaku.
Ekaranyana.
Ekaspeli.
Hey, Ro.
Raspberry. Yo.
Beyele se Nagamela kerk mos. Yeah. Ro and Ronine, they have a little love-hate relationship going on in the comments here. Natango Ipinge Shikongo, yes, the Catholic Church owns lots of property, but these properties are mostly schools such as Diobra or St. Boniface and hospitals such as Oshikuke Hospital or Rehoboth. In turn, this property benefits the community, which is the church, or which the church operates in.
Oh, well, they charge. So how is it exactly paying? If you're telling me they're giving the services for free, St. Boniface is you pay for those
Look,
charges.
You mentioned like maybe 3 schools and maybe 1 hospital or 2 hospitals. There is a church, more than 1 church in almost every town, even in the
I think-
smallest
I
of villages.
I'm almost certain there's a church in every town.
Yes.
A Catholic church
Yes.
in every town.
Yes.
In every major town.
Yes.
And we're not just talking about Namibia, we're talking the world over.
Yeah.
Wherever the Christianity religion is practiced, yeah.
And yeah, Namibia is a very small scale, but like I said, if you look at the Vatican, which is owned by the Catholic Church, and then you look at the global properties, we're not talking just about schools and hospitals, like you're saying. We're actually talking about actual properties that they benefit of, that not even going to the community. So, I mean...
There are just some things that don't make sense to me. And I know there's not enough time. Almost lost it. Ronnie Magnet Canalelo.
Whoa!
Hey! Woo! Today's a win for you.
I did that for you guys. Christmas only comes once.
Okay, cool.
Neville, ek soek 'n pastor vir my nuwe kerk. Ek wil jou scout, bro. Is jy in?
Ons is saam, broer.
Boetie Bason.
Boetie.
Boetie Bason.
Ja, ouderling.
Zobam saying churches are just businesses nowadays. They are in it to make money. Yeah, Roviera, are these schools for free? Is replying to, I think, the earlier comment about the Catholic Church and schools.
No,
If not, I don't see how they are any different from the others collecting money. And then Bakumbaku, but they register like non-profit organizations. It's like a yellow conversation here, and then Ronnie jumped in there. Ek is Catholic. I am young. It's so snacks as he speaks and writes Afrikaans the way Neville would. But I would never have associated Ronnie with that level of Afrikaans. Maar hy's 'n bynaam.
Hy's 'n bynaar. It's a
Ek verstaan, maar nog steeds.
Hy's 'n bynaar. Hy mense praat hoog Afrikaans daarso.
Hallo.
If you ask him to write in Oshivambo, it will be another story. But continue. What was the comment?
Ek is Catholic. I am not about these Homcha churches and their pastors.
How is the Catholic Church not a Homcha church?
He said it's a Homcha church.
No, he said I'm not about these other Catholic Homcha churches and pastors.
Yes, exactly.
There is a difference.
What is the difference?
Yes.
Let's see.
One of those, my church.
Yeah, it's the
better.
better one.
And trust me, we Lutherans also